All right, it's good to see you, Worth. Just kind of wanted to go over quickly how I go about scanning. One of the things that John asked me about is how do I scan for stock indices. I'll go over that real quick. But right now, since it's a half an hour till execution time on the futures, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of quickly go through these to kind of give you what I look at. So the first thing that I look at is I look at the weekly, right? And if it's red, and if this is red, and the NV and the LP or the Larry Williams and ADX, and there's John, are all set up in alignment. Then I look at the daily to see if it's got double confirmation, which is a daily confirmation and a weekly confirmation. And the better thing is when these are all red, you know that this is crowded long and good for a potential short. So this could be something that's it. But I wait for the daily and the weekly to, along with the kind of strategic review or view of the crowding to kind of get into a particular trade. So right now, nothing on this. Have nothing on net volume here. Nothing here. Looking at Cocoa. Now, this is a net volume, Larry Williams, ADX. This is kind of what I'm looking for, right? Is this kind of setup. When you got a strong yellow letter type of ADX, that means momentum on the weekly is set up to the upside, right? And look, we basically have a potential. It didn't really make an emerging dragon, but it just kind of drifting up. This could have the potential, at least for a Kata 2 on the weekly, and then potentially go up to this Z3 here. We do have a net volume and a Larry Williams, but no ADX. However, we could have a nice potential long, but because this thing is crowded long and all that, you're risking a lot, especially with it potentially reversing after these 2-week gains here that you have. So, and this has been going up for at least 3 days, so you got like a 1, 2, 3 punch out, and you don't want to get caught on a major reversal when everybody is not only crowded long, but also taking profits here at the high. I generally tend to look at anything that is red flagged that I have here off to the right. I have that looking at for shorts, right? Because that's what really kind of triggers it. The speed of the short happens once we get daily and weekly confirmation. Nothing on oil, NV and ADX here. We did have this. This would kind of be an initial entry here, but with the weekly not supporting it, and it's up against the 200 here, this is too risky for me, so nope. Gold has been just rocketing up. We do have confirmation here, and we do have confirmation here. The other thing that we also need to consider here is since we have not only weekly crowding, which, believe it or not, this is getting up to the nosebleed levels of 90% here on the large speculators. That is a lot, right? We could have what they call a real potential reversal here on gold here, especially at 90%. I've never seen it this high. This could be an M formation, or it could be a Kata 2 like it has here on the weekly. It just keeps going up. People don't care. They're just going to keep buying it. They are starting to run out of shorters, people that want to short it. And once they start running out of the other things, then they're going to run out of nobody else to buy it, and then they're going to start seeing price go down, and then they're going to start selling like it's kind of like a snowball effect. But, however, one thing that I've noticed here is that commercials are above their 6-month average, which means that commercials are starting to hedge. They're starting to hedge in the other direction, for longs, because they're short and they've been getting creamed. 81% short, it's still going up, but they're still kind of hedging. The daily is now giving me some additional information to say that, hey, the commitment on the daily and the commitment on the weekly is two different things, right? So I can kind of see what the commercials are doing on the daily to kind of get a short-term view. But this would be a nice potential long going forward, or if you see this and you're just saying, okay, too risky for me. Another thing was copper. Nothing here. I got nothing actually on the majority of them. Coffee, it has gone up and is past the Z3 on the daily. It had its initial here. It had ADX and NV here, but Larry Williams kept me out of it and all that kind of stuff. So did I miss this? Yes, I did, but I don't care. This is a one-day surge of 4,387, but the previous day was Wyckoff, kind of hinted at it, but net volume was negative. So what people try to do is they try to short, and then they got crushed. They got squeezed by the bigger guys. And so that didn't work for them. Nothing on emerging markets, just kind of flat. NASDAQ set up for a nice long here, and they're in the 50s here. It's not too bad. So this technology is still going up, and we won't hit the Z3 up until 22,443. So that's pretty amazing. And what you have is this giant Kata 2 and an emerging dragon that's kind of forming here. And we'll see if it gets above this overall fractal on the weekly. OJ long on the weekly. You see I'm looking at the stack here. Long on the weekly, but nope. No ADX here. That's a no-go. Nothing on platinum. Nothing on gas. Nothing on silver. Nothing on... Now, I got out of FAST, or the financial select sectors. I got out this morning with John. A nice little profit on the open and all that, and then it just started going downhill after that. So it was awesome. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it had a little negative. It had a little negative there. I had a little negative on that. It was I think it was gold that was just went rocketed to the moon. And then ADX is not in alignment. Nope, sorry. Nothing on the Dow. Nothing on the 30-year, and nothing on oats, right? So, well, we do have on the weekly, but nothing on the daily here for oats. And it's still crowded long here. 99%. I know it's not a much of there, but 99% of this is crowded. So we could be hitting a potential short action here just with the commercials alone, just to kind of get people... it could happen tomorrow too, by the way. Weekly to the downside, but this is up. The commercials are below their 6-month average on these longs. Crowded short. I'm looking at the Nikkei. NKD looks really good, and it is good. So if you go down to NKD, so I always follow both the yen because it has so much more contracts with their yen futures on the Nikkei, and the CFTC gives that. And then I also look at NKD, and NKD is just the same as that, but it's just mixed based on U.S. Trading. But you know, if you get that kind of trading on NY or the yen, this shows a potential to the upside here. This is about a $14,000 equity on one contract, but you know, you could see here that's pretty nice. This would be something that I would do it as long as I'm trading with commercials on the long side. You know, I always have to look at, I need to know when the large are getting squeezed. I don't really care too much about the small speculators, but the commercials I always care about which side I'm on. So the only one that really jumped out, all the rest of them are kind of the same thing, not really a good one. This was natural gas. So I had an NV here, had Larry Williams, and then I had a nice 4-stack here for a setup to the long side for tomorrow. And this could be a Kata 2 here. Yeah, we'll see. Because you did have this catapult that came down, but if this fails and continues to go up, that's pretty impressive there. That'll be something. This could jump up or it could go down, and then you have a pre-market reversal to the downside. So I could be wrong on this, but this is the only one that I had. I was looking at 6E, which is the euro, and this was all set up nicely. I was in conjunction with the longs, but no net volume. I need momentum, especially if it's a negative candle. So I need momentum on the weekly net volume to go. So only one trade this go around. Yesterday I had 6 trades, and the only one that was negative was I think it was the dollar. It was positive early in the morning. I didn't take it. I just let it ride, and then it went negative, and then all the rest of it, the grains, wheat, soybeans, soybean oil. They just was it soybeans? Yeah, soybeans went up. Everything was up in early morning before that, so I just took it then, right before the open. So again, it's that win-win, win-lose, lose-win, and lose-lose. So you know those probabilities give you a better than 50% chance on a win for momentum when you're going through this. So that's what I did. I followed that. I think I had corn too. That was up as well. I got out of all the grains early and made some money before the open. And then once the open happened, it just collapsed down. Take it when you can get it, right, John?
Oh, yes.
All right, so
Do you think that like on the natural gas, do you think people would trade the weather? Because like the weather in the southeast sucks, and I was just wondering if that could be an influence.
well, it looks like you got the thumb of approval from Worth that weather sucks. Yes, it does. It does suck, especially when it's snowing in New Orleans. It's snowing in, was it Houston? It was snowing in Alabama on the coast. It was snowing in Jacksonville and Florida. I think the ice got all the way. I think the ice got all the way down to Ocala. That's just north of Orlando, and that never see. But palm trees with snow, that just doesn't look right. But people were having snowball fights on Bourbon Street, and it was kind of funny to watch, Yeah.
Well, and I also thought it might affect frozen concentrated orange juice, because like there's a boatload of orange trees in that northern part of Florida, and so
that's a good point. I didn't even it did go up a little bit, and it looked like we might be poised for a nice spike up there. You can go ahead and try it. I would say that this is probably a nice inverted Head and Shoulders, and with the ice storm and all that in the orange juice, this looks poised to the upside. The only thing that concerned me was the ADX here on the daily, but weekly, this is very strong. But you are in the 80 percentile here.
I'm not going to trade it.
You're not gonna go? No, you just mention it, but don't trade it, huh?
It's just like you gotta think, like, are the people? I can't believe that the commercials would trade the weather. Well, the commercials might trade it in orange juice if the oranges are starting to freeze. When the oranges start to freeze, they go bad fast, and so
you're right. But remember, this is based off of Tuesday's data.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, last Tuesday's data. Last Tuesday's data. So this is before the forecast ever thought about that storm. So this could all be different right now. They could have probably already started their. This could be yellow. We'll see this Friday because once the CFTC points its nil caught, we could say, hey, John was spot on.
We'll see.
Yeah, but and that's why I like this, because this shows me the weekly and the daily reality of net volume, Larry Williams, and that tells me, it says, hey, folks are changing their mind. They want to go long.
Mm-hmm.
And it does make sense with all the ice storms, all those oranges not protected or whatever. Ice storms went all the way down to Ocala. So all of those orange groves, that's pretty significant. All of them will be dead. The price of orange juice, I think, is going to go up.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, going through my thought process here or there for your Worth, I kind of went through this with John, and so I picked basically my weekly first, looking at NV and LWPI, right? If that's green and solid, ends on a green for a weekly, that is very strong for me. And then I get a nice stack with the yellow ADX. So that's why my natural gas buy on my swings was for Boyle. I don't necessarily like Boyle, but this thing jumps like a rocket. It also jumps like, what do you call it? What falls very fast? You got a rocket that goes up. What goes down really fast? Rocks, like a rock. So you go from a rocket to a rock, this dropped like a knife basically and did a pre-market reversal. So all these gains that hit the Z3 here went ahead and reversed here. Now, could it do that here? Yes, it could. It could do that here. But, right, we've got net volume both on the weekly and the daily to kind of slow it down a little bit. We'll see if it actually starts to sell off. I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so, especially when President Trump doesn't have the infrastructure in place to drill baby drill yet. So, and he might be making some deals to sell natural gas to overseas, but that hasn't been announced yet. And with all this extra cold, like John was talking about, it might be more expensive now all the way down to the south. But this had a nice 3-stack here, and we have a nice stack here. ADX is still in white letters, though. Really hasn't broken through that high volume profile here on the weekly. Did just jumped the RL270 and hit the Z3. And what I'm thinking here, just as an afterthought, it probably will hit the Z3 excursion here and stop or pause before it tries to go up for the 200. Because what we have here on this is a nice W. Nice little base here, and now it's reversed, right? It is reversed big time. So I could be wrong, and it could just drop like a rock, on SoxL. With the new data centers now, this W is now complete, right? So uranium is now up. We got a nice 3-stack here, a nice 3-stack here on the weekly. And in fact, I would probably put 1,000 shares on this to keep going up, because this hit the W and that Z3, that fractal high here on the daily, and it is going up. And it has to the Z3 excursion here or the RL270 here for a nice pop-up. We'll see. But everybody's kind of buying the uranium because nuclear power is for these data centers. And these things are huge. They're already building one in Texas, too. So that's incredible. They're going to have, I think they need 15,000 gigawatts or something like that. And UBOT was below 50,000, so I said no on this. But also, what I did was I didn't do market on close like I talked with John this morning. It turned red about 15 minutes prior, so I said, nope, I'm dropping this from my thing. It was green, and then I dropped it. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about the hold up there. My wife was burning food, so she was talking with her family, and when she cooks, when she talks with her family, sometimes, things get sacrificed in the conversation. So
Is that your dinner that was sacrificed?
yeah, well, it's a good excuse to go intermittent fasting on the day. So I get one meal and I already ate my lunch, so I'm going to start doing the intermittent fasting. I got my drink and all that kind of stuff to tide me over through the night. There are guys that go 5 days, or anyway, they do that 16-8 and 5 days 7, and the 2 days they eat whatever they want whenever they want.
Sure.
But I'm gonna try it. See what
You'll have to give us interim reports.
I will, especially when I stepped on the scale. I was like, dang, I'm a fat ass. I was like going, holy cow, I'm so fat. I mean, John, that's exactly the reaction I was thought John would do, is like saying, oh, yeah, you are a fat ass. Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not gonna I might think it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But anyway, EWW, one of Ken Long's favorites here, had a W finish here, a nice kata 2, 2 kata 2s actually, one here, and then another one here. It's got a nice stack here, nice NVLP, nice FTM here. So I said, okay, as long as one of them is green. If they're both red, I tried the TYD, don't do that. If they're both red and they got a nice stack here, it didn't work. It was big fail. So this one has a nice stack. This is SMH. This is the Vinek semiconductor along with SoxL, same kind of thing. Vong was really strong. This is the Russell 1000. Not the 2000, but the Russell 1000. This had an ADX stack, nice weekly stack. This is a kata 2 plus a fractal high here. This is definitely an emerging dragon. It's about ready to rock here. So we'll see how that goes. I could be wrong. SSO also had problems here, and this was the S&P 500. It turned red probably 5 minutes prior, but it is, if I had to, buy it or whatever, I'd like the fact that it's resting on the RL270. That makes me very happy. And then it could bounce up tomorrow, but we'll see. SPY-G is also the S&P 500 growth. This also had 2 stacks here, and I just got that in. So basically what I did for my broker, I went ahead and put all of these on a watch list, and then bought them about 10 to 5 minutes prior. And I did it in order too, because like SMH is like, this is expensive, $267 a share. So you're looking at, for 100 shares, it's 26,000. For 1,000, it's 267,000. I just kind of held off on that one, and I already had SoxL, which is a cheaper one. So if you look at the other ones, which are green, that are both on the high side here, they never really made the cut. WebL, UPro never really made the cut. We got red here, no net volume. This is the S&P 500. Nope. Nope. This was Brazil. Yep, here. Nope, here. Platinum, palladium. Nope. JNUG, which is your miners. Kind of no and no and no. A lot of negativity here. I don't like negativity. I tolerate John because he can control himself sometimes, but
amusing.
that's true. But here's what I'm talking about. When we got nice stacks here, right here, nice stack here, then over here on the swing, and then for the day, and then we got Larry Williams red. I'm not liking these sandwiches anymore. These look like they're done. You know, they're either done or taking a break. This one happened to stop right at the volume high profile on the daily. You know, it could jump up. I don't know. It could. But the risk is too high to the downside. Right? So I just want to just kind of wait, and see what happens. EWY, nope. All the green ones I've just kind of highlighted as potentials, but didn't make the cut. So there's a lot of greens today, as you can see. And then the blues are just watching out for net volume, right? If I don't have any net volume, this one had a net volume, this can be green. This one had net volume, could be green. This red, nothing on the weekly, nothing on the daily, just kind of, this is TYD, and it was both red here, both red here. This was a big mistake. I should have never did this one. This also was a down candle. This also on the weekly was a down, and didn't have much strength to the upside. I was kind of hoping for maybe a wild ride or whatever and just get a nice gap up, but no, it actually gapped down on the daily. What you want is the probabilities in your favor, and the more green, the better. Nothing on the Forex, which was interesting. You know, when I was looking at the Forex, I was like, okay, you know, why isn't there any that I could really get a hold of here? And I was trading off my phone. So while my wife was going through her appointment, and I was there, you know, to support her, but she, you know, I had to trade on my phone. So yeah. And you know, it's good when you're able to see these charts on the phone. So the apps are pretty awesome. I think the only one that I was looking at here was this one, but still not strong enough here. No ADX, no strength, no follow through. Whenever you get a weak candle like a hammer like that and it starts to break down, this thing is going to break down below this. This overall consolidation zone on the daily, this could break down all the way down here. It's just not breaking down very fast. So I didn't like it. I didn't take it, and there were no others that had a nice setup for their none. You know, and I was looking at the U.S. ones. What was it? British pound, U.S. dollar. No follow through to the upside. All right, because I thought the dollar was going to drop even faster. No, the dollar's being stubborn. It doesn't want to drop. This would close this tweezer, but it didn't. It just kind of just hung up here. So we'll see what happens. And I think everybody's kind of waiting here to see what's going on. But these tweezers weren't closed. You know, so you know whether you know the dollar is going to be stronger or not. It's not. It's just kind of harami out here. You got a harami here. You got a harami here. Kind of a hammer there, a doji, and it's not doing anything. So and that goes for the shorts too, for especially the U.S. CAD, kind of to the upside. This looks like it's giving me the middle finger. And it's like, okay, all right, well, I'm not trading you. If you're going to give me the middle finger, I'm not trading you. So, you know, but the good thing that kept me out of this was, okay, I got a nice trade here of 124, one standard lot on U.S. dollar, South African rand. But after that, ADX stalled. So what we have is potentially an L-shaped formation here, and you know, could break down again. We'll see. No actual daily or weekly confirmation for any of them, and so no trade on the Forex at all. So one trade on the futures, that was natural gas, and the good thing about this is that when I get good stacks and all that kind of stuff, I've got nice alignment for a potential trend or counter trend, and I have better confidence on where that's going, even if it is counter to the overall COT. And so that's going up there. And looking at the only one category that has all three here, that is the foreign currencies against the dollar. They're still strong. They're at 6,000 instead of 7,000. But well, I'm sorry, it was like 4 or 5,000 this morning. But that's still up. If it ends the week and on the 3 stack like this, where you have 100.00 for your commercials, large speculators, and small speculators, then for next week, that means the dollar is going down. A high probability. Higher probabilities. When you got categories like that, is it for sure? No. But is it a higher probability? Yes. You got a category or a very big strategic picture here as a group. So we'll see what happens on Friday. But if this is an up candle for this week, we're good. We're good to go long all the foreign currencies that are the most crowded short, right? So the most crowded short, the green ones or any of the purples that have the commercials on the long side. So that'll be interesting to see. So basically that's it, gents. That's all I got for the futures and that kind of thing. I trade in the mornings. John, or Worth, if you want to trade with me, I know you got to prepare for your visitors there, that kind of thing. But if you want to trade with me, just hop on and all that. Yeah.
Sure. Eric, I've got a question for you. Like, do you send out your blue list at all to anybody or not?
I send it out. I send it out for Monday.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, but I don't send it out on a daily basis.
On a daily basis. Okay.
Yeah.
I just was curious. Yeah.
You want me to?
Well, I mean, it would relieve me of having to do that, the same work you're doing, but I'm not saying, that I'm adverse to that. It's just,
Okay.
I was thinking, like,
Okay.
I just didn't know what you did.
Well, I can send it out. I can't promise because of the changes and all that. I can send the list out for an intraday trade. Intraday here, but the swings, you're going to miss the swings.
Yeah. That's
So
true. Yeah,
so you'll be able to hit the intraday trade, but you won't be able to see the swing trade too with it. So like this happened to be today. Nice overall gain in the morning, and then it ended down for the day. The day before that was both up. It was like $8 a share and then $4 a share, or $5 a share, both gains on the swing and this.
Mhm.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I can give you the ones for the intraday after I'm done with the swings and all that. Unless you want to.
No, let's not do it yet, because I'm still. Like, what I want to do is I want to do a comparison of what I choose versus what you choose.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's great. That's good.
All right.
I want to see if you do better.
We'll see.
I bet you would. I bet you could. A lot of this stuff is random and all that kind of stuff. So, a lot of times when I go full force into this, I go, oh boy, this is not good. Oh man. But, when I get a nice roll like this, it does, like, this was a good day, and then the next morning, this was very bad day, on the swing. So, and that does happen from time to time on an overall turn. And so it looks right now that it's turning back up to the upside. But it does kind of keep you out of some of that chop and noise, which is good. Oil's very jumpy. Soxel is also, but this thing has just been going up and up ever since they announced the AI thing. If you got anything else, you got any questions there, Worth? Are you good?
I'm good.
All right. Well, guys, it was great talking to you. You take care, and I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah. Sounds good. See ya.
All right, take care, guys. Bye.